hopefully you have listened to all the podcasts up to this point. So today I actually want to talk about the amount of credit we want to have opened. So we've talked about non-traditional credit lines. That's when we talked about, you better be paying your mom some money for living in her basement. And then also setting up credit lines, having a revolving line of credit, having a secured credit card to help get credit scores, and then also adding an installment loan, which is, like a car loan. So let's talk about credit depth and how many credit lines we actually should have. The standard out there, the rule of thumb per se of what we want to have on our credit report is to have one mortgage, one installment loan, one revolving line of credit, and one student loan. And I don't agree with it. That's probably the biggest, if you search online and said, okay, what is my best credit depth? It's going to tell you those four things. I have a love-hate relationship right now with student loans because of just what goes on with them. So I personally have never had a student loan. I haven't had a need for one, so I haven't needed to acquire one. I have really good credit scores without one. So I'm saying that if you don't have a student loan, you don't have a need for a student loan, that's not going to give you the most perfect credit guaranteed or required. I will say, to really have your credit just shine and do really, really well, you do want to have a mortgage report. I just think there's a lot of strength in having a mortgage type credit line report to your credit report, but that's all in good time. Having an installment loan, which is going to be your car loan, four-wheeler, camp trailer, boat, assuming you financially can afford these things, those installment loans are critical, and we want them to stay open for at least 12 months plus for them to really help your credit. The revolving line of credit, as long as we're utilizing it correctly, and that's not spending more than your 10%, and periodically you're going to have it report with a higher balance just because as you understand credit and you've got yourself on a really good budget, it could be periodically you have a higher balance report on your credit report for that credit card balance. And it's okay because it'll bounce right back. But having an installment loan and having a revolving line of credit and having them established for a period of time is going to set you up for being able to have a mortgage. And a mortgage is actually the loan that you have to be able to buy a home. That is what I specialize in. That is my forte. So at this point, I'm just going to tell you, we want to think about credit depth, and we want to make sure we have some good trade lines on our credit report so that we've got credit scores. We can show to creditors that we do have the ability to make those payments on time and that we are creditworthy, and that would give us the ability to have more money offered to us for a loan. That's really going to set you up for your future of being able to buy a home. This is definitely going to be a short and sweet podcast. Next week, I'm going to dive into being able to qualify for a mortgage loan. I would say that's going to take us up a step in regards to what we have to have and the knowledge point that we're to. I will tell you at this point, if you are confused about how to set up an installment loan, a revolving line of credit, secured credit card, those types of things, let's go back and review some of those podcasts that I've already recorded. I also can't stress enough that I am accessible on an email. So if you've got questions that are just not making sense, or it is just, okay, listen to that episode 5 times and it's still not clicking, that's all right. Let's jump on an email. And honestly, I have no problem talking to you on the phone if that's what we want to do. So with that being said, proper utilization of credit, having a good, solid credit foundation is having an installment loan, having a revolving line of credit. We want to add a mortgage. That is ultimately our goal, is to have home ownership. So how do we get ourselves set up for that? So with that being said, don't forget to reach out to me if you have any questions at the email address of adultingandafraid@gmail.com. And let's go out and be adults and not be afraid.